Hey, it's that time once again. So glad you could join us today. Got a little something different here on the Final Cut. It's an indie film. It is an indie film, but we are looking at a indie drama, and it is called Unidentified Objects, brought to us by Juan Felipe Zulita. And we get the story of Peter, who's a little person who's hey, he's had a tragedy recently in his life, and he's just having trouble kind of dealing with it, going through his own things, having a little trouble making ends meet. And along comes his neighbor Winona, who offers him a great sum of money to help drive her out to a location in a remote area to be picked up by the aliens, who said they were coming back for her after they first abducted her. And well, Peter's like, okay. So he reluctantly goes on this road trip with Winona, and they meet a wide cast of characters, both nice and not so nice. And we learn a lot about them as they learn about each other and themselves as they get closer to the destination. Yeah, Unidentified Objects was a bittersweet, solid indie drama that I love the performance of everyone involved. Peter is played by Matthew Jeffers, and this is a guy who just you feel for him and the struggles he goes through, his normal struggles that he has to deal with every day in society, and then the additional struggles that he's got going on in his personal life. He makes you feel all of that, and it gives motivation for why he may have a bit of an aggressive attitude towards folks. I mean, they set it up well so you understand his motivations of why he's like this, and that deep down, he's not really an ornery guy. He's just a guy who is hurting, and you feel all of that, and you also feel it as how he learns about that himself, and maybe heals a little bit along the way when he travels with Winona, who is definitely an opposite personality, far more optimistic in her outlook, though she is not exactly truthful either, which causes some trust issues. Winona is played by Sarah Hay, and her and Matthew Jeffers, I mean, this film really wouldn't work as well as it does if it wasn't for the chemistry between these two. They play off each other well. They give very emotional performances. They each get chances to shine, and you just like this group. You like this pairing quite a bit. And yeah, another one where they don't really lean into any romantical angles with it either. And another film like that. And I appreciate that. It's showing, and maybe we're seeing this more and more trend, especially in indie film, showing that you can have a male and female lead and not have to have some kind of romantical thing between them. And I like that. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. And the cast of characters they came out with really were interesting. There's a couple of really nasty individuals that show up that don't treat Peter the best. But at the same time, we get some insight of how Peter handles such characters. And, Winona as well gets challenged along the way with some of her life's decisions. And they come into question as well of her motivation. And is she being truthful to Peter or not? And Peter really wants to believe it, but at the same time, you can feel his doubt. So there's a whole roller coaster, wild ride of emotions as they go out for Winona to get abducted again by the aliens. And does she? Well, you're going to have to watch this film to find out. I think it's worth a watch if you like indie dramas. Well acted, well produced, thought out, sharply edited, some social commentary worked into the dialogue, as well as just giving you some perspective on some folks who you may not think about, but probably should be thinking about. So, yeah, Unidentified Objects, I suggest you seek it out where you can. Very much worth a watch. I was surprised by how much I was moved and intrigued by this movie and seeing how it was going to play out. And yeah, I had a smile on my face. So there's a little bit of an enigma at the end of this a story, and I liked that as well. Left it a bit open-ended for some conversation. So please, if you have seen Unidentified Objects, leave your comments down below. Love to hear your constructive thoughts. Help us get to 2,500 subscribers or more by the end of the year. We're very much inching closer and closer every day, and that is only through your support. So I thank you very much. Until next time, as always, remember, keep that ticket stub.